What's going on, everyone? Vampyr Gaming here, and I am here with a top 32 Usopp. We've got Dean here. He finished top 16 in Swiss, going 8-2, and then unfortunately had to play the mirror in top 32, and his run ended there. We got him on Usopp. Let's go ahead and take a look. So, for those who don't know, what does Usopp do exactly?
So Usopp is a 4-life leader, blue and black, that says all Dressrosa characters gain +1 cost. And his opponent's turn, once per turn, if a card is removed by anything, not just KO, anything at all, and you have 5 or less cards in hand, you draw a card. So you pretty much replace all your cards that you play are replaceable as long as you keep your hand size around 5 cards.
Yeah, and then that of course also counts for blockers. So if you block anything that essentially is going to like get rid of them, is that KO them is going to get you that card, which is just the craziest thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this.
Yeah. So we got the standard for Leo searcher. This searcher is like one of the best searchers in the game. You get to actually for 1 Dawn find 2 Dressrosa cards and put them in your hand. This is like, because this deck is like very combo heavy. You need to find your combo pieces or the deck kind of crumbles. So this deck actually needs this searcher. So it's definitely a 4 of you just gotta trash 1 card. I usually like to trash, the card that I like to trash is usually the bricks, or if I have like a Frankie in my hand, I'll trash like the Ideo blocker or the Bart blocker, so that way I can play the Frankie from I could play it from trash with Frankie. But we'll get to that card eventually. Next is just 2 Rebeccas. I felt like 4 is too much, 3 is like okay, but 2 was the best ratio for me to fit everything else in the deck. I played 10 rounds and also top cut, and I've seen it stage every game, so you know, I think 6 searchers is more than enough. You got the leader ability to be able to cycle through the deck a lot, so like, you know, you'll find it. If you get unlucky one game and they're all at the bottom of the deck, that's unfortunate, but like, you know, you weren't going to see them regardless of how many searches you have anyways. So I feel like 6 is enough. We mulligan for these cards or stage. And yeah, that's the searcher. She also can't grab Rebecca. So the 7 drop, if you search with Rebecca, with this, you can't grab her, so she has to go to trash, unfortunately. So that's also another reason why I like to have this at 2, because I don't want to trash that card, because that's like your big tempo play on 7 dock. Which next is just 4 stage, pretty mandatory. This stage literally carries this deck because it allows your Dressrosa characters to have rush into rested characters. So essentially, when you play a card, you can attack rested characters. So it pretty much feeds cards out of people's hands that they don't want to give up, and it makes this leader actually like viable in this meta. So this stage has to be 4. You want to find this every game because there's a lot of games where if you don't have this stage, you just lose. So that's another weakness of this deck. As for blockers, 4 of this chump blocker, he's really good. You play him on 3 Dawn, swing 6 into like every leader, play him, and then you'll have 5 cards in hand or 4 cards in hand. No, you'll have 5 cards in hand. So the next turn when they swing, if you need a cycle through the deck because you're missing a piece, I just block. Like if they swing 5, I'll block, just to cycle through the deck. I mean, he's gonna die eventually because you don't want to give up your key pieces. You know, if they swing 6 and you have a 2K you can give up, sometimes you can just counter because you don't want to give him a 2K. But he's just a chump blocker, and he can come back with Frankie. So that's that.
He's a blocker that draws one.
Blocker that draws one.
So good.
Cycler.
Yeah,
He saves your life because you're a 4-life leader, so you need to protect your life like a lot. So not only do you block, but you get to draw a card. So when they go for swing again the following turn, you'll have enough counter to counter out of the swings.
Yeah.
This deck is very blocker heavy. So we also have 4 Frankies. This card is very, very, very good. His on KO, he's a blocker, and then on KO, you get to bring back a 3 cost or less from trash. So like essentially you can bring him back, but it has to come rested. The only time we ever bring this out, or the 2K Bart, is if they have no more swings, because then it guarantees another blocker for the following turn. And on top of all that, we also drawing a card with this. But if they do have more swings and you're forced to block, the best thing to bring back from trash
is
Leo, because Leo finds your combo pieces for the next turn if you're missing them. So this is the best one. But sometimes you do have leader and stage rested, so you can't bring him back. So I like to also have a Rebecca in trash. So if I have to play her, I'll play her to get that extra card. So essentially you go to 7 cards that turn because of Leader and Rebecca, and then when you draw for next turn, you have 8 cards. So it's crazy how much cards you can have. And then you can do your Kyros combo because that takes a lot of cards out of your hand. But we'll explain that in a bit. But this blocker is really clutch. Next we have 2Ks. This Sabo is the new Sabo in OP10. I feel like this Sabo really carries the deck in a lot of matches like Blackbeard and Shanks. Like playing this with Kyros means that they have to kill this before they kill anything else. So it gets, if you have like a Cavendish on board, this can protect Cavendish from KO effects and stuff. That's the only time I really play him. Otherwise it's just a 2K, but it's great to have like something that protects your board from actually it's not just KO effects, it's any effect. So bottom deck and everything, they have to get rid of this first. So that's also why this is really good. Those are just 3, and then Bart is the 2K. He's also a blocker. So we run 12 blockers in this deck. Very blocker heavy. This guy I also like to play on 3 if I don't have another blocker, because like I said, if I have Frankie, I can bring him back from trash. I usually like to blow up Frankie when they don't have no more swing, so that way I can guarantee another blocker for next turn, so that way I can keep my life total pretty clean. But yeah, otherwise it's just a 2K searcher. And then we have nice pretty toy soldiers.
Yeah, those are nice. Those are nice. Oof.
4 of these 2 2Ks are like, they have a lot of uses. This one, reduce activate main, can reduce something by 3, so it combos really well with a lot of cards in the deck. We are blue and black, so we are a heavy removal deck. So you know those 8 costs, 7 costs can get removed with this toy soldier. You just got to combo with, and it also brings your hand size down sometimes when you have too much cards in hand, so that the following turn, when they go to KO your board, you get the draw. But yeah, that's toy soldier. And next we have the main heart of this deck. It's 7 cost Rebecca, new in OP10. This is pretty much baby Gecko Moria, as I like to say it.
It's the new Gecko. Gecko's gone.
The new Gecko. Yeah. This is the biggest tempo piece. I think one of the only biggest tempo piece in the game right now, since Gecko is banned. This plays a 7 cost and a 4 cost. 7 cost comes in active, and a 4 cost comes in rested. And if you have 7 or more, if you have 8 or more character, if there's an 8 or more character on the board, you get the draw 1. And since our leader effect makes all characters +1, Rebecca's an 8 cost. So as soon as you play Rebecca, you get the draw 1. So it's nice that she replaces herself because you have to play 2 cards from hand. And yeah, you can play a 7 cost and a 4 cost rested, and you can also play a 4 cost and a 4 cost rested. So you can combo whatever Cavendish into Sabo or Kyros into Sabo, but that's the best play is Kyros because that's like the big boy.
Yeah, Kyros.
We're about to see him right now.
Yeah.
This card is nuts. This is a 7/9. 4 of, because he's just such a big threat and you want to see him. He has a lot of uses. He bounces a 5 or less. So what I like to do, again, if you have stage, you could bounce the active character like a blocker or something, and then you could swing with him into the rested characters. And he's a 9K body, so it's asking a lot of cards out of their hand. And this is only at 7 Dawn, so they're not going to have many cards. What you could do also is the turn before, if you think they're going to play a big body, you can play the Toy Soldier. Or you can also combo this at 9 Dawn with Toy Soldier to bounce an 8 cost. So that's pretty good. That's Kyros. And then we have Cavendish, only 3. Honestly, I think after today I want to make it 4 because this card is just so good at filtering.
It's so good. The card is so good. And it's literally a draw 1, so like it starts turning sideways, and as long as you keep it, you're drawing a card.
Yes. Sometimes I didn't get to see this card when I needed it, and it was kind of frustrating. But because, you know, hands get bricky in this deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is pretty much when attacking, draw 2, trash 1. So you can play this with stage, and there's a rested character like a searcher, or even like a 1 cost, or even a big body. If you need to cycle your hand, you could play this to draw 2, trash 1 on the same turn that you play it. So this is a really good deck to find your pieces. This is a really good card to find your pieces as well. And then we have 4 cost Zoro, also new in OP10. This card is really good. I think this is like one of the biggest KO 4 costs in the game. It KOs a 4 or less for 4 Dawn.
Yeah, it's just like Ryuma, but better.
Yeah, better. Like you don't have it doesn't have to be rested. You just gotta rest your stage or leader, and that's another reason why the stage is really important in this deck, and you need to find it, because if you don't have stage and you have to KO something, you have to rest your leader. And like I said, this is a tempo deck, so you really don't want to do that, because you know you're losing. You are clearing their a body on the board, but you're not swinging, so it's like kind of feels bad. But this guy combination with Toy Soldier also can KO 7 costs. There's a lot of 7 costs in the game, like the new Law and like 7 cost. Like there's a lot of 7 costs, like Beckman. Like this card can kill him.
Beckman.
Like like it's good. If you need to do that, I would do that, because you want to. It's like I said, this is a tempo deck, so you want to play cards while removing their board. 7 cost Luffy. This card, we need a way to put cards in the back in the deck, and this is also activate main card, which is really good versus Blackbeard. I run 2 specifically because if I play 2 versus Blackbeard and they don't get rid of the first one, I just win the game on the spot, because I can go. This character can attack active characters, so their blockers mean nothing. So I can just go 17/17 at their 12 cost, and I'm removing 2 bodies, because there's no way they can remove it. But this is a card that if you have a full board and they have blockers, you just play this card and swing at their blockers, and then you can go for game.
Literally hurts my soul every time. Yeah.
7 costs that gets rid. I mean, it's kind of like Gravity Blade, but it's a body. So
yeah, because you get to use the stage combos with this, so they can attack active and they can attack the turn it's played. So and then you set them back. Yeah, no, the card's a beast.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to put back active and 7 cards in the track. You got to put 7 cards back in the deck. That's the only thing. But you'll have 7 cards by the time you play this card.
Actually, putting 7 back is sometimes good, because you can get really close to decking out, because all your cards want to fuel the trash, and then and you're drawing.
If you have a good game, you're gonna get close to decking out for sure. Another thing is that if you do use this effect, he cannot become active again the next turn. So when you do use it, he stays rested on your next refresh phase, so he won't become active. The only way to get him back active again is to put another 7 cards in trash, or you wait 1 whole turn and then he'll become active on the next phase to do another double swing. So you just gotta be mindful about that. But that's Luffy. I think he's mandatory in this deck. Next we have Tech. 2 Red Rock. I feel like the big bodies are the main things that threat this deck. You have Kyros, you have Zoro, you have the Toy Soldier to get rid of all the medium-sized bodies, but the big bodies like 10 cost Shanks, 8 cost bodies, those are 9 cost bodies. Those are all really hard to get rid of. So we need Red Rock more than we need Gravity Blade, in my opinion. But we know Red Rock. King Kong.
Only one. I
played 11 rounds with Top Cut, and I seen this card every single game. I won't even lie to you. Every single game, even as a 1-of, it's searchable as well, so it gives it more incentive to be a 1-of. I really only use it to go for game. The only time I ever triggered this from trigger was against RP Luffy. It was like round 5. I got this off trigger, and I told myself, like, this card is not that good versus RP Luffy, because like he can just counter out with an event. Like, I'm never gonna get the double attack off, almost never. And my trash is pretty low, so that's the only time you ever want to use the trigger. But if you play against like Shanks or something, you need to keep this card in hand, because this is your win con versus their deck. They don't have a blocker. You can lethal them 1 turn. Like I lethal the Shanks from 5 life to 0 life in 1 turn. I had a full board with this, and I put this on my Luffy. I swung 6 with Zoro because he only had 1 card in hand. He had 5 life and he had no blockers. He went down to 4, and then the Luffy double attack 13k twice from 4 to 0. So he went to 0, and I had Kyros for my remaining Dawn. I swung 15. He didn't have enough counters, so this card is very clutch. Like, I would run this at least a 1-of. And then we have the Spice Tech for my list. Stussy. This card, honestly, like, Shanks is one of this deck's hardest matchups. Other than Shanks, like, I feel like everything else this deck does good into. But Shanks is like pretty dominant in this meta, and I felt like this deck struggles against it, and we need a body that clears a body. That's how, like, and this is a big body, so for Shanks to deal with this is very tough for them. So this is also at 9 Dawn, and this is also a tempo deck. So we play a lot of 1 costs, and this card removes the 1 cost, and you can clear anything. So it's a very good tempo card after the 7 Dawn turn against like Shanks. So what I like to do is, like, on my 7 Dawn, I do my whole 7 Dawn play, and then like a Shanks will either play like a Dragon or a Rayleigh and try to clear my board. And then I either like to hold this for the 10 cost if I don't have Red Rock or another one, or I'll just if I feel like I can go for lethal the following turn. If they do play a 10 cost, even if they play a 10 cost, I'll just kill the Rayleigh and then set up lethal for next turn. But yeah, this card, I believe, gives you a better odds into the Shanks matchup overall. And because Usopp, cycles so much and draws so much with his leader effect, we're drawing every turn. You can find this card. I've seen this card almost every game, so that's what we got for Shanks.
Amazing. Well, congrats on the run.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, I know you mentioned like Cavendish at 4. Are there any changes that you would make?
I think just Cavendish at 4.
Cavendish,
yeah,
amazing.
Because it's a card you want to see.
And then when it comes to, like, for those who want to pick up Usopp, what is like your ideal opening hand?
You want to find Stage, or you want to find a Leo Searcher.
Leo Searcher, Stage, that's like it?
Or there was one time I drew double Rebecca. I kept that because it's 2 Searchers. I'm drawing, it's like kind of like a Leo, but better. You're going to 6 instead of 5 cards.
Got it. So we really just want to prioritize searching and then staging. Like those are the two?
Because the Searcher can find you the Stage, and then you don't want to mulligan into like a worse hand. Like there was one game, like round 8 that I was playing versus Dofi. I mulliganed a hand of 4 2Ks and 1 blocker because it was like kind of unplayable into a worse hand that was even more unplayable. I mulliganed into Red Rock, King Kong, Gun, Kiro, Stage, 5 bricks. I lost, even versus Dofi. Like that was bad.
It happens to the best of us. Well,
yeah.
Congrats again. Thank you so much. And are you gonna plan on playing Usopp for the rest?
Yeah, until ED, because
Then Gerpel,
that
Luffy is nuts. Cool,
even
cool,
this
cool.
deck I don't think can handle that thing. So
yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much. All right, guys. So this was Dean X20 over here on X or Twitter. Great guy. Super appreciate him jumping on. And then, of course, here is the full deck list laid out. You'll also find it, of course, on his profile. But if you found this content of value, if you can do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next one. The Stussy hot tech. I really like this, but yeah, we'll see you in the next one.